Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. Hang on, this nerd.
Nerdarchist Ted.
And in this GM91, when the rules break, we fix them.
Jump down the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy, the newsletter, get weekly gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
Alright, this is GM91. As always, the GM91s will be down in the description where you guys can check out the original post. As well as if you have your own GM91, you can send it to us at nerdarchy@gmail.com.
Alright, so this is from Kyrix. And, the crux of the matter is he's got a character who's multi-class Bard Sorcerer in his game. And when they started off, they both read multi-classing and spell use wrong. So he was allowing, okay, well, I have all of these spell slots, so I get high-level spells, right? And as they were rereading the rules for another game, they realized, oops, we screwed up. Character, or the player, is willing to ditch this character and move on to another game because he doesn't want to get rid of the cool spells that he's been using. So he's willing to start over. The DM is like, I think this character is interesting. It's cool. I screwed up. I don't want to penalize the player. I don't want to have his character go away for no reason in game, no storyline reason. So please help me. What do I do?
All right. So I have a couple ideas on this. One, let him choose Bard or Sorcerer and just get rid of the extra levels. That would give him higher level slots.
Mm-hmm.
He might not get all the spells he wants, but that would be one option. The other option is let him start a new character and just play a new character. And you know what? If he's not happy playing it, he's not happy playing it. What are you gonna do? You guys goofed. No big deal. The other one is keep him the way he is. Is there a way to reflavor or reimagine lower level spells to give this character kind of the feel that they're looking for, that enough that they're going to be satisfied, or is the case really, they're not a really powerful character anymore, boo-hoo, and they're just not going to get over it.
So yeah, there are a couple different things to look at. Number one, all of your ideas totally work. I understand that it's the DM who's reaching out to say, I don't want him to get rid of his character. Player doesn't want to get rid of the cool, powerful stuff he's got, but I don't know whether, it's really the theme, and he doesn't understand that you can twist other spells into, well, oh, this is done through lightning, because you can modify the non-effect part of a spell to, oh, well, this is that. Clearly, Thunder Wave is a cool thing that would fit for a Draconic Sorcerer of blue origin. You could go with any kind of weather type stuff as well. So there's lots of options that are out there that would fit this style. I would have no problem saying, all right, we goofed. How do we rectify this? Is there a magic item that can fill the gap that he could wind up finding that will give him access to these things that he wants to be able to use? Could he have, take away the spells he's not allowed to use or shouldn't have yet, and give them access via tattoos or, something along those lines? You could say, all right, we've screwed up to this point. We'll leave everything as is, but going forward, let's follow the rules, and you're only going to be able to get this. So you'll still have access to the spells that you had, but any new ones still have to fit the rules criteria for what you're doing. Clearly, 5th level spells that are being cast by a character who's 10th level, all told, to me is not that big a deal. Yes, he's got some extra power game going, but he still only has access to so many spell slots, so it's not like he's casting 9th level to both of them, or a 9th level caster in both of them. He's got just the one track, so your spell slot usage is going to still be a factor. And so I think there's a lot of different ways that you could go with something like this and be able to have you as the GM keep the character playing, the player still having access to these spells, and now you're both happy.
Yeah, so I would be a little leery about, giving them items and special treatment, only because, well, what does that mean to the rest of the party? It still adds the power creep to the whole of the party, and the idea too of of multi-classing with spellcasting, they did it intentionally. It's there as a gap stop. It's there to mitigate, how much stuff you have access to, by your overall power level. So personally, I really love the idea of reworking the spell list, maybe giving them spells that aren't on their spell list, but they're of that lower level. Now they have to give something to get something. They have to trade them. Maybe they get Call Lightning, and Call Lightning isn't on any of their other ones.
Right.
But they could have that, and like you said, reflavoring and be like, oh, what about Witch Bolt? That's another cool lightning power, and just kind of like going through and figure out what are the good lightning powers, and then going, well, can we reflavor Fireball into a ball of lightning instead of what is it, Searing Ray, Searing Light? I forget the exact name of it, but instead of fire, could it be bolts of lightning that you send out instead? Why not a ball of lightning for Flame Sphere? Like, you could do things, and obviously this is actually a bad thing to do anyway. If you turn all your spells to one energy type, and then your DM puts you against something that is immune to that energy type, that'll be problematic. I mean, Elemental Affinity would help a little bit, but it doesn't help against immunity.
Right. So, like, I enjoy playing themed characters along those lines, and I've done the type of spellcaster that has done that. I've made a fire mage, and I think I made a lightning guy at one point in time, because I think it's cool and it's fun to say, all right, I built myself into a niche, and sometimes it's going to work out really well, and other times the DM is going to be like, sorry man, this is immune to lightning, you got nothing. All right, I walk over and whack it with my staff.
I cower in the corner until the barbarian breaks its neck, whatever it takes.
But, anything that, as Dave, to touch on what Dave said, anything that does elemental damage, you absolutely can just, tweak it out and just add in the element that you want. Anything that does an effect that you could have, wind, storm, clouds, lightning as a visual to produce the desired intent, absolutely add that in and have these things be more flavorful. And it doesn't have to be just a lightning. Oh, you wanna have a fear effect that is fire based. Yeah, I'm certain we can find a way to make that happen. Oh, your eyes are on fire, and the heat radiates out from you, directed at a sole individual, and now that person's afraid of you. Okay, yeah, he thinks you're gonna emulate him as opposed to just steal his soul. There's lots of ways to just tweak and bend and twist things that are already out there.
I'm impressed with that one. I'm like, where's Ted going with this fire and fear crap? That is a great idea. But yeah, so there, visually you can always change things. There's nothing wrong with that, at all. If something gives you temporary hit points, why not be wreathed in lightning and storm clouds around you, as a physical representation that it's just visual. It doesn't mean anything. So you can definitely play with some things like that. But ultimately, it's a game. So you guys have to come together, come to terms, and be like, oh, well, we goofed, we messed up. It happens all the time. And, you just move forward from there. Whatever solution works, just remember, as the GM, it's still their character. We had a saying with one of our GMs. The best and worst thing that could happen to you was this DM liked or did not like your character. Because either way, he took way too much of an interest in it and try and force his vision of your character on you. And that's just terrible. It really is important, whether you're the player or the GM, to let all the other players just play their character how they want to, as long as it's within the theme of the game, the social contract of the game, and the rules of the game. It's their character. Let them have their fun. Don't try and impose your fun on them. And again, communication's key. Talk about it. Find what is the root of the problem. Is it the loss of these spells? Is it the loss of something thematic? Or is it something more than that? Or is it like, I can't cast really powerful spells anymore? Well, that's the downside of multi-classing.
So, this comes down to, as Dave says, a conversation. Talk to them, figure out what's going to make you both happy, and go on from there.
So what would you guys do in your game? How would you fix this? We got a place where we can discuss it. Maybe you have some more ideas to help this GM out. There's a place for it. Down in the comments below. While you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
You can hang out with us over on Facebook.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.